Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another clock video. This is James, and we're here to take an in-depth look at another clock. We're not looking at a mantle clock or anything like that this time. We're actually taking a look at this analog bird clock. Now, if you guys have watched my streams before or ever been in calls with me, and you've heard my clocks go off, you might have heard bird sounds in the background. Well, this is the clock that's responsible for that. This is a bird chirping clock, and it makes bird sounds based on whatever bird it is at the hour mark. This clock only chimes every hour. It doesn't chime 30 minutes, nor does it chime 15 minutes. So this clock will chime bird sounds at the hour. And when I first got it, it was actually off, I think, by 6 hours. The wrong bird was on the wrong one. Because as you guys can see, we have all sorts of different birds on here. We have great horned owl for the 12 o'clock bird, a mockingbird for 1 o'clock, a cardinal for 3 o'clock. You even have a Canadian goose for 5 o'clock on there too, which is kind of cool. This is a really cool clock. I got this for a very, very cheap price at an estate sale, and I gotta say I'm really glad I did get this. Because at first I was like, this is a really weird clock. I don't know if I really want to hear bird sounds. I'm glad I decided to get this though, because this thing is really cool. And you might be able to hear the clocks in the other room going off. It is 3:15 now. Anyway, as you guys can see here, this is an analog quartz movement. It's a very nice clock overall, and I really am glad to have this in my collection. Now, real quick, let's take a look above the great horned owl. Do you guys see that right there? Well, that is a light sensor. What that does is whenever there's light detected in the room, the clock chimes. If the room is dark and the light sensor does not detect any light, the clock will either chime very quietly or it will be silent, depending on the light in the room. Now, where I have this clock mounted, during the day, even if the light is off in the room, light is let in from the window, so this clock does go off. However, late at night, it will not go off at all. It might go off very, very quietly, but most of the time when it's dark at night, I don't hear a thing from this one. So anyway, just want to show you guys that. So that's a really cool feature this clock has. If we flip it over, we have some batteries in here. As you guys can see, we have 3 AA's. Now, here are the operating instructions right there. So let's see if I can get it to focus on that. There we go. Now, first off, before you guys see that, let me talk about the batteries. The reason why this clock has 3 batteries, well, first one is for the hands to move. This one, you need 1 battery just to get the clock hands moving, and then you need 2 batteries for the chimes and the bird chirps to sound. I don't know why I keep calling them chimes, they're really bird chirps. This is the speaker, that's where the bird chirps come from. So now we'll take a look at the operating instructions, or as it says on there, the operating manual. And it's going to be pretty blurry to read. So I'm gonna try and get this to focus if I can. Let me see if I darken. Nah, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna leave it right there. But anyway, let me just read some of that to you. So it talks about the following instructions have to be followed exactly in order to make sure the correct bird chirp is heard for each hour, or as it says on there, the bird melody. The light sensor, which it does talk about the light sensor on the back here. As you guys can see right there, it says light sensor right there. I already just explained that to you guys. Now let's see what else. General notice, to clean the outside surfaces, use a clean, dry, soft cloth to wipe away fingerprints. Do not use any solvents or abrasive cleaners and polishes. Replace batteries if the timekeeping becomes erratic or the bird sound becomes abnormal. This may be an indication of battery exhaustion. I've only had to replace the battery once on here, and that's because the bird chirps were really starting to get low pitched and they were starting to sound pretty cringy, so I had to change the batteries. Now anyway, setting the time. So you got to remove the batteries before beginning. You turn the handset knob in the rear up to 10 minutes before 12 o'clock, so 11:50. Now technically you don't have to do that. Setting the time is pretty easy as long as you know what bird sound you're trying to listen to. So then what you do is you put the batteries in. Now, then you turn the hands clockwise. You don't turn them counterclockwise because that will mess up the bird sounds. But you set the time. If you set the time to what you want to be. If the bird chirps are incorrect, See that red button right there? You press that and that moves it to the next bird melody. I had to do that a few times when I first got this because I think it was 6 hours off. So I did have to fix that. Pretty easy fix though. So right there, yeah, see, you can see that right there. Now, I'm gonna show you guys some stuff. Let me zoom out the camera. But nope, now it wants to set it. Sorry, it set it, there we go. It set the brightness, because I have it set on a certain focus. It set it to the wrong brightness. Now, you twist this right here. This is how you set it. You twist that. See that right there? You twist that. Now, if I twist this forward, I think this is forward. So here we go. I gotta find it. There it is. So this is forward. Listen. So there you have it. And that's how you would set the time. Now watch what happens if you turn it backwards. I believe it does still chime, but it doesn't really, does it differently. See? Notice how it got quiet when I covered the light sensor. And you can hear it click. So listen again. See, isn't that cool, that light sensor? So now, like I said, the birds are now on the wrong chime. They should not be there. So what we'll do is we'll cycle through each of the bird melodies by pressing the red button, which I'm gonna have to keep it up this way in order for you guys to hear it. So here we go. That was the song sparrow. That was 8 o'clock right there. Kind of forgot what that 7 o'clock one was for a second, but it was the American robin. So the next one will be the kingfisher, the belted kingfisher, I believe that says. And now we'll do the 10 o'clock, which is the tuft titmouse. Here we go. $11 o'clock is the Baltimore Oriole. So, and pretty much what I'm doing behind is that red button I showed. That's what I'm just pressing, and that just moves it forward as if the hand, you know, just went to another hour. So now we'll do the Baltimore Oriole. And now if we want to do 12 o'clock, this is the Great Horned Owl. Here we go. And there you have it. Now we're going to do 1 o'clock. This is probably one of my favorite ones on here, the Northern Mockingbird. Here we go. Just listen to this, how different the chirp sound, because this bird makes a lot of different melodies. Here we go. Now we will do the, what is this one? The black-capped chickadee. I don't have these all memorized. So let's do 2 o'clock now. Three o'clock is the cardinal. I believe that's the, yep, that's the northern cardinal. Okay, 4 o'clock is the woodpecker, which we already heard earlier. We're gonna go up to 6 o'clock just so you guys can hear it better. Here we go. Canada goose. Now we do the house wren. All right, and there you guys have it. This is one really cool clock, and I probably should tell you as well. The owners of this house and all the stuff that was at that estate sale, half the stuff they had was literally bird stuff. It was pretty much all cardinal, so they really liked birds, and I gotta say, I know I did get a few things related to birds while I was there too. I think I got a few sculptures and some pictures of cardinals. Definitely was a really interesting experience. And I gotta say, this clock was really cool. And I tell you guys, cardinals are one of my favorite birds. And we see them, I see them quite often here at my house. I would say every, maybe once a week at least. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That was the clock. And now I probably do need to set this back to the right time. Or the right, not the right, yeah, I gotta do that too actually. So here, I'll let you guys see that. It's 3:25. I know this is kind of a long video, so just hope you guys enjoyed that. So if we do right onto the Canada goose, yep, that's good right there. Sometimes on an angle like I am, it's hard to tell if I got it directly in the middle. So now what I need to do is I need to get this set. I need to do the cardinal chirp again. So if I can find that red button. Where's that button at? There it is. I gotta set it back to cardinal so that way the next one is the woodpecker. So here we go for the 7 o'clock. All right, and there you go. So you don't have to wait for the melodies to actually finish. You can cut them off by pressing the button. It does no damage to the clock. And now I did the cardinal one. So the next one, once it gets up here, because it does click in place, just like on a clock, on a regular mantle clock, it does click in place at the 12-minute mark to do the next bird chirp. You were able to kind of hear the click over here when I did it counterclockwise. Anyway, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.